Hi, welcome back to Automotive Solutions. This is part 2 of the Vito aircon leak, where I had the leak on the rear pipes to the rear evaporator unit. So I'll just show you what we've got so far. Had to strip the back out to expose the evaporator. So we just push the seat further forward. Got this panel off as best as possible, and the pipes join here and follow the wheel arch and then disappear down through the floor, and they come out in the wheel arch here. So this is one that had the leak right on that fitting there, and this is, so you've got the low pressure suction pipe and the high pressure pipe. Got both. Going to change both just because it's so much work. If the other one was to leak afterwards, it'd be labour intensive to do it twice. So I'm going to change both those pipes, and those pipes come out underneath and they join I'll get the camera on it. They join here, these two connections here. So we just got to get them around the corner, up through the wheel arch, and connect them up. Those joins here was behind on these Vito taxis. They've got the electric step, which I've had to take off. I've actually done a video on cleaning these steps, so if that's a problem you've got as well, you can have a look at my channel. I might put a link in the description below. I'll put a link for the previous video as well, for the part 1 of this. I'll put that in the description. So yeah, it's a bit of work to get to the pipe, so just thought I'd show you what's involved. Obviously, if you haven't got a black cab version, you just got a you know, the minibus version, it's still going to be the same. It's still going to have this rear evaporator unit in here, and a nice little modification they've done on the black cabs. This vent here, they've decided, sorry, this vent here, they've decided it's not needed on this pipe. So what they've done is they just taped up the outlet there, so that all the air travels up and over and comes out the vents on the side, up the top there. So yeah, nice little modification. So we'll try and do something with that and make it a little bit of a better repair, because I can imagine a load of air is escaping out of that, and it's been wasted just coming out behind this trim. So we'll sort that out so it's a bit more efficient as well. But yeah, hopefully don't have to pull this whole evaporator case out. We can get to the expansion valve there, and the fitting is just there to get these pipes changed. The pipes themselves are, let's just sort the camera out. There we go. The pipes themselves are these two here. So these fittings here go into the expansion valve, and then obviously over the wheel arch is here, and this is a tricky bit. We've got to try and get that bend in and then up to the under the step area, but you've got the pickup for the suspension just here, so it's going to be a bit of a squeeze trying to get these around the corner. So never done this before, going to see how it goes, and yeah, I'll take a bit more footage as I get on with it. But yeah, a little bit of work to get all this out to this state, but hopefully it'll be worth it. The guy had the engine out on this from another garage to do the timing chain, so while the engine was out, because we'd had a suspect leak on the condenser, they fit the condenser while the timing chain was being done. So condenser's done, just this leak to sort out, and then hopefully we can get it working again. Because another thing on these Vitos, there's none of the windows, apart from these little side windows here, they just tilt open ever so slightly. The actual door windows, none of the glass comes down. So anyone in the back of this on a hot day, there's literally no ventilation. So if your aircon doesn't work, you cannot keep customers cool. And the guy tried to use it a few times in the hot weather, and it was just couldn't do it. It was too hot for the passengers in the back. So desperate to get this working. Waited 2 months for Mercedes to get the pipes. They were on back order. So we've got them now, and going to crack on with it. So see you in a minute. Yeah, I'm going to get myself in there, I think. Give it a yank from in here. That's it. We're out, aren't we? Yeah, 'cause it's held on I think it's just tight where it goes through the floor, but that one's out. Yeah. Clearing it. It's just catching there, isn't it? Yeah, we'll get it loose from underneath, and then that'll give us a bit of movement. All right. Yeah, so there's a clamp holding the pipes to the floor. I'm going to whip that off. That really. Moving up here. This is where the trouble will be, trying to get these joints apart sometimes. They invariably seize together. That's handy, that one's moving apart already. That big thicker one's good. That's promising. Yeah, that's good news, that one. And oh, and that one. Well, there's a bonus. I've just got to somehow work out how that comes apart. Can't actually see. There's going to be a clip on there somewhere. Yeah, need to get a little screwdriver or something in there. Open that up. There we go, we're open. Get that out of the way. Somehow. There we go. That's the old clamp. Right, so we're free here. And both pipes. This one's a little bit more of a struggle. I think we're going to have to lose this bracket out of the way, possibly. It just gets in the way a bit. So we're free. We're going to have to sort the silicone out. In the floor here. So we've got the high pressure pipe, it's just on a conventional grommet, but the low pressure is pure. They just filled it with silicone, and that's solid, but this one's free. But I think it's going to have to lift up because we've got the clamp assembly on here, so it's got to come up the way. So I'm going to go underneath and see if I can somehow feed it up. It's not looking easy. So I've got the low pressure. That manages to go around the bend. Will that go through? Will that go through? It's a bit of a Jenga, this one. Well, it went in there. They must have built the car and then put the pipe in. It's got to go up that way. Blimey. Like that, like that. That's one down. That's the easy one, I think. Yeah. Right. So we've got the, we've dug all the mastic out of the hole here. And I'm going to try somehow and get this pipe out.
Hold on. There we go.
Can we go round that way? Oh, that's tight. That's tight. Hang on, there we go. Come back out again. Oh my God. There we go. Up there. Up there. Oh, come on. Wow. Well, that fit through. That won't fit through the old mitt. That ferrule. Or will it? Yes, it will. Yes, it will. Yes, it will. My gosh, that's through. All we've got to do now is try and get the fitting through. So we're now on the tricky bit. Another ferrule to get through. That's through, and now we've got to try it and get that. Wow. Let's see how. I'll just jump in there, Nick, see what I can do. I know I'm going to be in the way. But, so this here is made of, let me get a light. That's plastic, and that's the original wheel arch. So this is the original wheel arch, and what they've done is they've cut the original wheel arch out and fitted a plastic cover here for some reason. But they've probably fitted this pipe first before putting this plastic cover over. You can see here they've cut the floor, and they've got to try and get this fitting through here. And there's not a lot of room. Not a lot of room at all. Blimey. I think I might have to take the stud off of that first if it'll come undone. Or cut it off, because there's a new one on the new pipe, I think, isn't there? Yep. Yep, so there's a new stud. Just pass that down here, I'll show you. So, problem being, we've got to get this through this gap, and this is plastic, that's steel. I'm just trying to get, I think I end up taking that stud off, Mick, and then we can probably just pull it through. I think that's probably the best thing, because I think if we tilt it now the stud's going to fail. So I'll take the stud off. I'll just pause this, take the stud off, and then we'll try and pull it through. I'll take this stud off because it's going to fail trying to get it through that hole. There we go. I'll just have to open this again.
I'm just trying to see if I can.
On. Oh, it's not going to come through there, is it? I'm going to have to make something bigger in here because I don't want to damage the new pipe going in. That's the problem.
I think that's going to be making that hole bigger.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think this was built after the pipe was put in. God, what a pain. We're out. just elongate that. What I'll do is just get the pipe. So this is the old pipe. That's it. That's all we need, just to make it a little bit easier so we don't damage the new pipe going in. There we go. So yeah, just use the little Milwaukee with the die grinder bit on the end. Handy little thing. So yeah, that's sorted out. We're going to leave that one original because that goes through there nicely and it seals because it's got a grommet, whereas this one has no grommet. All they do literally, as you can see next to it, is just mastic all these gaps to stop water coming through. As you can probably tell from the black cab build quality, it's questionable at times. So yeah, this is what you're up against with these things. Right, let's get the new pipes in. Right, let's see if we can get this one in. Can't actually remember. Is it that way around? That can't be, can it? It can't be that way. It was this way, wasn't it? Dee-dee-dee. Like that. We're in. Got that bit in. Right, and then that's got to go through. Right. I've just got to try and get this round this suspension like that. Voila, that label is going to be right in the wrong place, isn't it? Take that off. Right, so just wonder whether leave that there and get the next one in before we offer them up. Let's see how we look in there. We've got to come under that, under that. I think it's worth trying to fit this one first. Boom. Let's just put a little bit of lube on that. There we go. That's that and that in. I'll just put the nuts on gently, leave them. Oops. Right, let's go and see what we can do inside.
Put that clamp on then once.
that and that, isn't it? This is that wire. Where's that wire?
There we go.
So as you saw, the pipes are back in at the back, and I've just had it under pressure for coming up 20 minutes. We've had a very slight rise in pressure of 0.4 of a psi. The sun made a brief appearance a minute ago and I'm outside, so that may contribute towards it, but you know, it hasn't gone down at all. So been over it with the lock trace gas sniffer as well. Nothing anywhere. I had to renew an O-ring where the engine had been out. I had to renew an O-ring back here on this hose where the guy who had the engine out, you reused the O-ring and snagged it, and so that was leaking. So that's been replaced. So yeah, all checks out okay. So I'll get it under vacuum, and I'll leave that going for as long as I can while I put all the interior back together, and then we'll get some gas in it, hopefully get it back to the taxi man so he can get working. See you in a bit. So I've got it all back together. There's your new pipes, silicon it all backing up there, all around the pipe. Just got to put the splash guard back on, electric steps back on. Got all the interior back together, blocked up the that vent I said earlier with the tape around it at the back, just made it a much better seal, so there's nothing escapes there. Been under vacuum for, I don't know, best part of a couple of hours I suppose, while it's all gone back together. Let's see what we've got. So what are we on? We're on, so it's been on best part of a couple of hours. I've got it down to what, about 350 microns, which is pretty low. So I've got a lot of moisture out of the system, which is good. And we've got to get ready with the gas bottle. Going to fill it on the high side with 800 grams of 134, and then we'll see what temperature's got. So I'm just going to fill it up, get it running, and we'll come back to you. So that's a wrap on this one. The culprit, which I showed in the last video, was the pipe to the rear evaporator, and it's not visible, but there's a leak on this joint here, which caused all the problem. So that's on and all gassed up, nice and cold front and back, and back serving the streets of London. So hope you enjoyed this video. Bit of a struggle, we got there in the end. And if you like this video, give us a like, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you on the next one. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.